diverse classroom. The teacher thus acts more like a facilitator than an instructor. Number 3, we have maintained a strict level of sensitivity to language concerns. So, in traditional classroom, students who are not native English speakers often feel marginalized, lost, and pressures into discarding their original language in favor of English. So we have here number 4, maintain high expectation for students' performance. So given that cultural responsive instructions is a student-centered philosophy, it should come as no surprise that expectations for achievement are determined and assigned individually for each student. So number 5, incorporate methods for self-testing. Another important method for helping students become active participants in learning is to reframe the concept of testing. While testing is usually associated with grades and therefore stress, in traditional classroom, in a cultural responsive classroom with frequent non-graded tests can be used to provide progress checks and ensure the students don't fall behind on the requirements material. So number 6, last one, maintain an inclusive curriculum that remains respectful of differences. So a culturally responsive curriculum is both inclusive that ensures that all students are included within all aspects of the school, and it acknowledges the unique differences students may possess. So the ITS or Intentions Teaching Learning Materials and that to guide the teacher in designing, selecting, utilizing, appreciate materials to develop their students regarding the comprehension skill. So the concept map is a diagram or graphical tool that visually represents the relationship between concept and ideas. So we have here the intentions. So teach the students how to organize new information. And in teaching learning materials, we have concepts map as a visual, graphic organizer, aid students to deepen comprehensions, and we have the steps show how to identify main points and how to organize them. Number 2, connect ideas using arrow of lines to represent how ideas connected to one another.
Continuation to the discussion. So, intentions guide the students on how to comprehend materials which they have lesson to, build students with the background knowledge. So the purpose of the LRD is to help students develop their reading comprehension skills by providing them with the opportunity to read a text that is related to the topic they just listened to. So by doing, students can build upon their background knowledge and understand the content more deeply. So additionally, LRD allows students to do differentiated reading, so posing and summarizing of salient points, which helps them to engage with the material at a deeper level. So, teaching learning materials. Listen, read, and discuss. Teachers prepare text or reading passages for the students to read after by the short lecture delivered by the teacher. So, LRD is a teaching learning strategy that involves the teacher delivering a short lecture or presentation followed by the students reading a text or passage related to the topic. So, and then engaging in a discussion or group activity to deepen their comprehension and understanding. Okay, for example, teacher ko then akong gitudlo is about the water cycle. So nagsugod na kog tudlo with a short lecture on the different stages of the water cycle. So after the lecture, is ako nga teacher is mag-provide ko sa mga students with a reading passage that discuss the water cycle in more detail. So, this approach will provide students with a comprehensive understanding of the water cycle and would help them to develop the reading comprehension skills. So the steps is read, discuss, and lesson. Intentions help the students to develop their reading comprehension skills or to help the students to differentiate reading, posing, and summarizing silent point. The teaching learning materials, paragraph shrinking, allow each student to summarize the main points of the each paragraph. By doing so, students can develop their comprehension skills and learn how to identify the most important information in a text or insert the keyword. So, steps 1, provide or introduce the material to the students before grouping the students. So, first is this: the teacher introduces the material to the students and explain the purpose of the activity. Steps 2, ask students to summarize after each paragraph, focusing in the silent aspect or elements. So next is the students are asked to read a paragraph and summarize the main points in their own words, or focusing on the most important aspect or elements. So finally, the students share their summaries with the rest of the group, and the teacher provides feedback or guidance as needed. Integration, an assistance system for instruction. In other words, it is a supportive tool for teaching subjects of different disciplines as a whole by integrating them. So, integration in the context of education refers to the process of combining two or more disciplines or subjects to create a more comprehensive and holistic approach to learning. And the goal of integration is to help students see the interconnectedness of different subjects and to promote a deeper understanding of how they relate to one another.